Hello and welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights. And tonight we're doing drumsticks. There are several ways of doing drumsticks. I'm just looking for a different way of doing it. So today we're going to do some drumstick lollipops. Lollipop a drumstick. So let's move to the ingredients, and we're going to and the technique, and we're going to start from there. Well, for this process, what you'll need: a sharp knife, and always just give it a few rubs, a sharp knife, and a drumstick. And you look for your drumstick where the meat is starting to get very thin, like around here, where it's getting thin, and then you'll cut from there. So we just cut all around. We'll be going around, cutting all around. Okay, until we have the bone exposed. There are lots of cartilages and that hold the meat together. And once we get that, we get this bone exposed. We push down, push the meat down, keeping the skin on, and we just push it down, all the way down to the bottom here. Right? Anything that's sticking out, you can take it out. And this part here, we're just going to get rid of this, because this is going to be something that you hold on to when you're eating it. We just want that knob. You don't need all this extra skin around it here. So you just carefully get that off. Carefully get that off. And also there's a second bone here. There's a little bone here that you have to be careful of. It's a little bone, and we can get that out. Just expose it and run your knife through it, and you get that out. And your meat is all the way down to the bottom, and it should stand. It should stand like that, like a lollipop. It should stand flat on the bottom. Okay, if it doesn't, you can always trim there. You can always do a trim, and you can clean it up more if you want to. Just clean it up. And we're going to do a few more. So we go. Lovely drumstick, and just feel for where the meat is the thinnest on the drumstick, where it's starting to thin out. Go around, and release it. Release all the cartilages. Okay, and you look for that little bone there, that little bone that is sticking out right here. That little bone that's sticking out, and you push your meat down, push all your meat down there, and then you can get this bone and the rest of the cartilages if you can get them out. Okay. So there you go. It's a lollipop. And now you clean your handle. I would call it a handle. So this is where you're going to hold to eat your lollipop handle. So we're going to clean this around here and get all this stuff out of here. all this excess skin. Right. Smooth it off, clean it up. Get rid of that. And here you go. Another wonderful lollipop. Okay. So we're going to do the rest of these, and then I'll be back when we're going to start to do the batter and the frying. So this is another way that you can do this lollipop. And then you can, when you see the bone, this bone that's this extra bone here could be clipped. You can do that. And just clip that bone out of there. So you invert it, you turn it over, you put a few slices and then you turn it, incisions, and then you turn it over and expose all the meat. So we'll do a few like that. That's another way to do your lollipop. So we'll go around, go around, go around, go around. Just make sure you release all that meat from there. Then you got to clean. Yeah, I just like to clean the head first. The handle. To the main section. What I do, I go in here and just shave that down a little. And then I make an incision. You may have to do the skin also, right? So you make an incision and then you press. See where the bone is here? Flatten that bone, and then you just push from the bottom. And push that bone up. Push the bone up and turn the meat over on the outside. All right. There you have it. Another way to do your lollipops. So I have one more here. Use your scissors. Just clip all this stuff off of here. You know, if you find an easier way, why not use it? Huh? Oh yeah. Get your shears and just then we go in here around the bone here. Make an incision. Once it's wide enough, you get that extra bone here. Take that out. And you just push from the bottom and push the bone up. Invert the meat. Turn the meat over until it's exposed. And there you go. Another butterflied drumstick. I'll get that. See that 5 times, huh? Bad. Okay. So we got all of our drumsticks lollipopped. Another lollipop drumstick. Season. Let's season before we go anywhere else. So now we can start. Just some light seasonings. I mean, you can do this ahead of time, have them sit for maybe an hour or so. The inside, the outside. So you have those sitting here, and then we have the regular lollipops. You got the inverted lollipops, and then you got the regular lollipops. Have them all seasoned the same way. Last of the seasoning was just enough. Cool. So now we have seasoned our lollipops. We're going to just let them rest for a while we get our oil heated and everything else going. We'll be back with the frying. As you see, I've started the process. We go to the dry flour. Go to the flour, then the egg mixture, then back to the flour, and you dredge, and then into the oil. You do that again. So now that we have them in there, you have to look for the turn. Lower your flame. Or we just let these fry. Maybe a minute and a half on each side. Just be careful they're not browning too fast, because the inside is not going to be cooked. So. And then you'll get too dark. And at some point you want the bone to get into the oil, so that the marrow in the bone can cook also. The bone has to also cook, and it wouldn't be bloody. Here guys, the finished product, the drumsticks, the drumstick lollipops. Some nice large drumstick lollipops. They're awesome. Okay, and see you in the next clip. Just remember to like, share, subscribe. Chris's Caribbean Delights coming to you with drumstick lollipops. And let's make a dip to go with this chicken drumstick lollipop. So we just get a spoon here. A couple of spoons. What we need is about a few tablespoons of ketchup. 2 tablespoons of mayo, hot sauce. About 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. This we're going to just give it a mix. We can either dunk it or we can just drizzle it on here nicely. And then we have another dip that we put on that, and that's the this is a cucumber aioli. A cucumber aioli. It's wonderful. I'm going to share the recipe later. I'm going to just put that cucumber aioli on top of the eggplant. Sprinkle that on top of the eggplant. And you have your drumstick, your lollipop, drumstick lollipop, and your eggplant. Cheers.